It's now time to take a look at the most expensive game in my Mastertronic collection so far. This one cost me a princely sum of £5. It's a Ricochet release, and certainly the rarest one I've had to get hold of so far. It's called How to Be a Complete Bastard, originally released by Virgin Games. So let's load it up. Let's take a quick look at the front cover then, and it will be quick because it's pretty straightforward stuff. Usual Ricochet style packaging, and it's got How to Be a Complete Bastard the game written on the front there. Kind of a copy of the artwork of the original book, which was written by Adrian Edmondson, who you can see on the front there. Spine is as usual, and the back's pretty familiar as well. Screenshots and bit of info. After successfully gate crashing a yuppie party, you need to be as bastardly as possible to get rid of the wimps and girlies and become the complete bastard. Sounds like a lovely game. Inside the inlay, of course, we've got the instructions. So you've got the screen display, which is a unique Basta vision. You can see each room from every angle. Sounds complicated. And then there's various things to help you: a wee-ometer, drunkometer, fartometer, smellometer, and complete bastard. To win, you must illuminate all 16 characters at the same time. Less bastardly result in the letter lighting up only for a short time. So it's all got the gameplay as well, how to play the game obviously, loading instructions, controls, and the now predictable foreign language instructions as well. Here's the loading screen of the game, and again, much like the front cover of the inlay, pretty simple stuff, except on this occasion the interpretation of Adrian Edmondson needs to have incredibly long arms. Okay, so here's the title screen. Pretty gaudy stuff with lots of purple and blue, otherwise quite nondescript. So not much more to say about that really. Just to mention that it says it's by Sentient Software and copyright Virgin Games. As I mentioned earlier, re-released by Mastertronic on Ricochet of course. So let's get the game started. And you're greeted with this screen. All this stuff around the side is kind of a status bar, so you've got the drunkometer, which goes up when you drink alcohol. The smellometer, not sure what makes that go up. The fartometer, which you increase by eating food. And the wee-ometer, which you increase by drinking. All very highbrow stuff. You'll note there's absolutely no sound, no music, no sound effects that I've heard on my previous playthrough. So you've got these two views. Each screen is basically a view of the same room, and you alternate. You can rotate your view by pressing 1 for the top screen and 2 for the bottom. So if you look closely, this is my character here, this blocky fellow, and he's facing to the right. If you press 1, you see the front view of him, which is actually what's at the bottom at the moment. If you press 1 again, you see the left view, and if you press 1 again, you see the back view, and 1 again puts him back to where he was, and the same on the lower screen. So you can actually get a 3D representation of where he is. So for example, if I move to the right on the top screen, he's actually moving towards this edge of the screen on the bottom one. And if I turn around, you can see he's now on the bottom screen walking towards the screen. They're quite confusing and difficult to get used to, but also, to be fair, quite clever. Now the idea of the game is that you're at a party, and you've got to do various bastardly deeds to try and scare off the guests, and every time you scare off a guest, you light up one of these letters at the bottom that says complete bastard, and when you complete them all, then you're a complete bastard, I assume. So let's have a wander around and see what we can do. So I'll start by walking towards this door here, see where this leads us. It's very slow moving. I seem to be in a green room, which possibly outside. Rather difficult to tell. So I'm just navigating using the top screen, and the bottom screen obviously shows me my perspective from a different angle. When you press fire, you've got various options. Look in your pockets, which there's nothing there at the moment, and do nothing. If you push towards an object and press fire, then you get to search that object. So I've just tried to search that tree that I was stood in front of, and there's nothing there. So I'm going to go back in this room, and I'm going to go up the stairs if I can work out how that's achieved. So there's the stairs in front of me, right at the back of the room at the moment, as you can see at the bottom. So I'm now walking towards the stairs on the top screen, and that's showed on the side view. And I can go up the stairs or search or do nothing, so let's go upstairs, see what we can find upstairs. Bound to be some naughtiness to get up to up there. The graphics, by the way, pretty bloody terrible, let's be honest. Let's just head over to this thing on the floor here. Blanket box, search it. Okay, so I've got a blanket and a sheet. So if I choose the sheet, I can take it. Okay, so let's see if we can do anything with the sheet now that will cause some kind of mischief. So I'm assuming if I look in my... Ah, right, okay. So I've got a new option now, which is do ghost impressions. Everybody screams and leaves the room. Okay. You didn't get to see him put the sheet on, but he has done a ghost impression and scared everyone away. Very exciting stuff. So let's continue around and see what else we can find. So yeah, as I mentioned, the graphics pretty dire really. Quite clever to have this sort of 3D representation done in 2 panels, but otherwise not very interesting graphics, and the lack of sound really does almost destroy the game as being playable. Right, so I'm in front of a bathroom cabinet, and I can do a very nice action, which is squeeze my zits, and as you can see, the bastard points are going up there. So let's also see what's in the cabinet. We've got pills, medicine, laxatives. So let's take the laxatives, they've got to come in useful later. We'll just take those. So I'm just carrying the laxatives. And let's head over to the bath. I assume this is the bath here. Search the bath. Oh, okay, so we've got a spider in the bath. Take that. See what we can do with that later as well. So you get the idea of the game. It's basically wander around the party. Now the idea is you're supposed to try and corner people and then scare them in some way and get them to leave the party. Now this is very difficult to do. You've got to try and sort of pin them into the corner somehow. You see another option there to put the spider on the floor, which might scare someone away, I guess. But I'm finding it really difficult to actually get someone stuck in the corner, so that I can, the idea is you back them into a corner and then commit some nefarious action on them which will scare them away, I think. I've not managed to do that as yet. Let's just put the spider on the floor and see what happens. Oh, everyone's scared and leaves the room. Same sort of principle as before with the ghost impressions, it seems. But still no one's actually left the party, so my level's still pretty much as it was. Let's continue investigating around. So I'm now in the kitchen along with lots of other people. Let's see if I can do anything to scare these people. No, still can't manage to work out how to back them up into a corner. I'm actually using the same view on both top and bottom of the screen at the moment though. There we go. So there's a few things to investigate here. I have to say I'm getting increasingly bored with the game already. So I must... okay, so you can't really tell that he's walking across at the top screen, but on the bottom screen you can see. Okay, so that was the chance to actually do something to somebody, except I haven't obviously got the right object to scare them with. Okay, so I'm looking at a unit, and there's some soap suds, which doesn't sound very interesting. I think we'll do nothing with that. Looks like there's a fridge there. Okay, fridge, search it. Alright, okay, so we've got some Monster Get Pissed Fast Lager. Let's try drinking some of that. Oh, and you see my drunkometer went up a little bit, and so did the weeometer. Maybe let's try and grab a bit more if we can. Shall we try drinking it all? No, let's just drink a bit. And again, it's gone up a bit more, and so on. Whether that allows you to do more deadly acts to people, I'm not sure. Nope, seemingly not. So I'm very quickly getting bored of the game. The lack of sound really does affect games. It really makes it incredibly boring, both for me playing it and probably for you guys watching it as well. Let's search the chest of drawers, nothing in there. Cooker, oh, there's a curry. Well, that's got to do something to increase the fartometer, surely. Let's eat all the curry. Oh, I seem to have killed myself. Yeah, okay, I think we've seen enough of the game. Basically, the principle's quite funny, of going around doing naughty deeds and upsetting people. The interface and the way you control the character is rather ropey. The graphics are terrible and there's a complete lack of sound. So we're just going to leave it there. The end is more than fitting, I think, because I can't really be bothered to play it anymore. Let's just consign that one to the never play again pile. Worth $1.99? I think not. And the irony is, I actually paid £5 for it.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
2, 1, 0.